So a couple of quick tips that I want to give people specific to sleep. So tip number one is to give yourself a media diet 90 minutes before bed. What do I mean by that? You do not need to know the statistics of how many people got COVID and how many people died right before bed. Okay. Like, you don't need that stuff. If you want it in the morning, go for it. Okay. I don't care. I don't like bad news showing up before bed. And I'll tell you why. There's a study that looked at an optimism before bed, which was really kind of interesting. It turns out that if you do something that's optimistic before bed, not only do you fall asleep more quickly, you have more pleasant dreams. What is everybody having right now? Crazy, vivid dreams, right?
Yes.
And nightmares, exactly. So one of my big recommendations right now is, again, remove the media, remove the stressful source, right? That's telling you all those things. Watch a romantic comedy if that's what you want to do. Read a book, a fiction book. Like, do things right before bed that are positive and helpful and purposeful. These will all actually help you fall. Like, the science is there. Like, I'm not talking some woo-woo kind of stuff. The science is solid on this, right? And so here's a couple of suggestions that a couple of my patients have done, which is kind of fun. One of my patients, they're planning their next vacation. So every night right before bed, they sit down and they look and they say, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? And it turns out that there's interesting data on this, that planning a vacation causes an increase in more positive feelings than actually taking the vacation itself, believe it or not. So these planning things can be very helpful. Another thing that you can do, I have one couple, they bring out a photo album, a different photo album each night, and they start flipping through it and they talk about, oh, do you remember this picture and this fun time and this kind of thing? And so again, happy feelings, very positive, very optimistic feelings before bed. What we're starting to see is it's starting to change the content of those dreams, because again, everybody should be having some vivid dreams. Everybody should be having the occasional nightmare during a period of time like this, right? So a couple other things that you can do just before bed during that 90-minute period that are more beneficial. One of them, take a hot bath. Michael, why on earth would I want to increase my core body temperature right before bed? Don't you need your core body temperature to drop in order to help you sleep? You do.
Relaxing.
This is how we're going to do it. Right. It's relaxing. Exactly.
Yes.
And here's the best part is if you should make sure to take a bubble bath. So you're getting a prescription from the sleep doctor to take a bubble bath. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
When you put the bubbles across the top of the water, it forms a layer of insulation and it keeps the water hotter longer, which helps your core body temperature raise. So when you get out of the tub, your temperature dumps and falls, and that's a signal to your brain to release melatonin. Remember, everybody, melatonin is that key that starts the engine for sleep. So by getting in that hot bath, it's got to be about 90 minutes before bed so your body can get that cooling period. It can be very effective for people. And drink in a little lavender, a little aromatherapy. I mean, it smells good.
Candles.
And it feels good. A little Epsom salt, that kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yes.
Candles, I don't have a problem with if you're bathing, but you don't want to use candles for gentle aromatherapy because fire and sleep don't mix, right? So you want to use a diffuser, right? Or a pillow spray, or one of these, I've got these little sachets that I use that I like quite a bit. So those are places you can get your aromatherapy. Candles are great if they're in the bathroom.
Yes,
sure.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I know. So when you're thinking about all of these different things, right, also look at your environment. So a lot of people are like, we're spending a lot of time in bed now. So let's think about this. How good is your pillow, right? I mean, if you're waking up and your neck is kind of sore and your shoulders are kind of sore, it's probably your pillow, right? Think about looking at some new pillows. There are actually some great pillows on the market. Other things that you can kind of think about is the cleanliness of your bedroom. Look, I'm not trying to say anybody doesn't have a clean bedroom, but you need to get in there and clean it out. Look, we've got dust, we've got dirt germs, we've got bacteria, all of that stuff. You've got COVID on your clothing, whether you know it or not, and it can live for a period of time in that. Unless you're a person who showers in the evening before bed, I'm recommending that you wash your sheets at least twice a week. So maybe like Mondays and Thursdays, right? In hot water, make sure that they're nice and sterile so that you have a very nice, fresh environment. Also, look, it's not going to hurt to get rid of the dust bunnies that are underneath, right? And clean that whole area out. So again, you have a nice environment in which you can relax, fall asleep, and not have to worry about some of those.
Fascinating. And also the darkness in the room. Does that make a difference how dark it is?
It does. In fact, light is the opposite of melatonin, if you will. So when you have light, it turns the melatonin signal off. But when you have darkness, it turns the melatonin signal on. That's why we actually call the melatonin the vampire hormone, because it only comes out in darkness like a vampire does, you know?
Okay.
So you want it to be as dark as possible, but to be fair, you don't have to make it pitch black. I mean, I've got people who take electrical tape and they put it on the little blue dots on their cable box and things like that. That's probably not necessary. But if you can have a darker environment, it's certainly going to be helpful. Now, what do you do if you want to go to bed early, your partner wants to go to bed later, and they want to watch television to fall asleep or something like that? That's when you'd use an eye mask, right? I'm a huge fan of eye masks. I wear one every night. I love it. And once you get used to it, it's great because it is total darkness, which is
great.
Really nice.
And you can control the light pollution now.
Exactly, because then you're not getting that blue light in. Now, if you do happen to want to like watch television or read a book or something like that, I'm recommending blue light blocking glasses. To be fair, I went out and created my own line of them simply because I didn't like what was out there. But you don't have to buy mine. But what I would tell people to do is if you're going to buy blue light blocking glasses, you want to find the ones that have been actually reviewed by somebody who's in the sleep field, like a sleep specialist or a sleep doctor or something like that, just to make sure that you're getting the right quality lens and that it's having the effect that you want it to have. Unfortunately, I just couldn't find a lot of them out there. So that was why I went and did one of my own.
So are you talking about when you're looking both at the computer and at the television?
Yeah.
Both times.
So look, I got a pair right here. I'll show you. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to look like Elvis Costello or maybe Bono.
Oh yeah.
Right? Are they sexy?
Okay.
Are they look good? I don't know. Right. So look. So
nice look there, Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Right. So these are actually super high quality and you can get them with magnification. And if you read like I do, and I have reading glasses, you can actually have over glasses, which will sit over your glasses. So then you don't have to worry about prescription and things like that.
Oh,
and
that's
also,
great.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that's important is when you're looking at Zoom call after Zoom call and, digital meeting after digital meeting, your eyes start to hurt, right? So these can help with eye strain as well, right? And so when you're wearing these, it actually lowers the eye strain, which can actually be quite helpful for people. So, investing in a pair of these, maybe $20, $30, something like that, can be incredibly helpful. I've got both my kids wearing them, and we actually just donated 50 pair to my children's school. So that way the teachers, because all the teachers are now having to do this, right? And
on Zoom, yes. And it's going to be a while, so we might as well get used to being in front of our screens here, protecting from that blue light as much as you possibly can. We've learned so much from you. Thank you so much. We've learned about banana tea. Never thought about that. I'm going to go make that right away.
It's
the importance
delicious.
of magnesium and the importance of sleep for immunity, for immune health, so that you can get those fighter T cells working and that you can actually improve your overall health with a restful night's sleep. And you are awesome. Thank you so much. You've had a lot of time to talk about a lot of great things over the years. So thanks for being here.
No, and I always appreciate the opportunity to work with you, Lisa. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And you do so much for your tribe. I know they really appreciate it. So thank you for having me on today. I certainly have had always a fun time.
Always. Well, thanks for doing the good work. And The Power of When is the name of your book, which is great. Talking about sleep cycles, which is fantastic. All right. Thank you.
If people happen to be looking for more information on me, feel free to go to my website. It's thesleepdoctor.com.
Yes, you are.